Hey guys, and welcome to another Factorio Friday Facts discussion number 257, NPE/campaign update, and I'm with Scarhoof as always.
Hello, everyone.
So, we are this one is in regards to new player experience campaign update, but there's also some science stuff that they don't mention in the title that's actually pretty important.
That's true.
Yeah. Most of the team is at Gamescom or vacation, so this one is written by V. As you probably know, I've been working on the new player experience, as we call the new demo tutorial, the new campaign. However, we don't want to talk about it too in-depth or be too specific, otherwise we're going to spoil it. The NPE needs a lot of scripting and design work to make sure the new player does not get stuck anywhere because it is a tutorial, and to make sure that it gives a taste of what the game is about because it is also a demo. Since the NPE was the first thing we started, we already have a working version, and we have been testing it with people at the office and also people who have never played Factorio to get the necessary feedback to polish it further. And I think that's cool. I think that's important that they're also testing it with someone who's never played Factorio.
Oh, for sure.
That's like really important feedback. From what we gather, it seems that the NPE is in a decent state. The main design seems to work very well, and we are just improving details and making the map look nice. The main campaign design has been completely finished for a while now. We have made a geographic map layout, and now we are just implementing it in cooperation with our seating, who is improving adding tools to the map editor to make our work a lot easier, and in many cases make it possible. Love letters, non-genitalia shaped candy, and other gifts to his address, please.
So I'm curious what they mean by geographic map layout. Does that mean that they're kind of going with continents, or are they making it look like the continents of Earth or something?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what they mean by that. It's quite vague.
Yeah, and the fact that he puts it in quotes, just like, really? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can gather from that is, like continents or something.
Uh-huh.
Just like for any future map it's still going to take quite some time to finish all of this, but the progress is steady and we can't wait to see people play in 17. One of the things we could really use in the campaign was a terrain that the player can't build on but can walk on. So they added shallow water as a new terrain type. So far it's a cheap solution from our side. It's just a new tile set that's combined with decorative entities to make it look walkable. Currently we don't plan to use this in free play, but we can find its gameplay purpose. But if we can find its gameplay purpose and make the terrain generator use it properly, it's not impossible. For now, not a priority.
I think it looks really cool. I'm sure they from their standpoint, they probably just like quote unquote threw it together. But I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, I think
it's got some muddy stuff, and it seems like the algorithm or whatever's doing this is like, going down through, like you see over on the right hand side, you see the brown dirt kind of spilling out into the water and stuff.
Right, exactly. But yeah, so I'm disappointed that it's not in free play, because I think the map could always use more variation stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I think
the more tools you have, the more fun you can have with it.
Yeah, so I think having this in the free play would be really nice, and I do hope that they figure out a way to implement it in the map generator and decide to actually do it, because I think otherwise they're really kind of missing out on an opportunity to make the map just a lot more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I am curious how this would interact, though. So obviously you can't build on it.
Right.
But, would fighters be able to path across it?
I would imagine so, since the player can walk across it.
Yeah. Could you put down a water pump on it?
I kind of doubt it. My guess is that it literally is just normal ground.
It's just water that you can walk on? Yeah.
Because based on how they said it, somehow it's just normal ground that has a different texture that somehow has a property or something that makes it so you can't build on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's technically actually water, if that makes sense. That's just my guess. I could be completely wrong.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully they'll listen to the feedback. They sure seem to be listening to feedback lately.
Yeah.
Even if they irritate everybody before they do it.
Yeah, which I'm still wondering if that's on purpose or not. But now we go down into some science pack changes. So as I wrote in a previous Friday Facts, working on the design for the MPE in the campaign, it's not rare that we come across something in the game which could work much better just by changing some recipes or technologies. All science packs will have their own unlocking technology in 017, but I did not show or tell how this applies to space science packs, since you never unlock it as a recipe, you only need satellite and rocket silo for it. So basically, the changes... So at the same time, when designing the campaign, we feel that the player should get more of an idea of what they're progressing to reasonably early in the game and build towards it. On top of that, I really don't like the dynamic and free play that you need, that like as soon as you research rocket silo, you immediately have to build all the production lines for the rocket parts at the same time.
Yeah, that was kind of irritating.
Yeah, it's like just a huge, just like dump of like information and stuff required to do for you.
Uh-huh. Yep, and on the flip side is if you actually tried to stage everything so that like as soon as you got it unlocked, all the factories were ready to go, which I have done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You were constantly having to like go through your technology menu just to find out where the recipes to remind you of what you need.
Right, exactly. So I think this is a really good change. Some additional changes. You no longer win the game by launching a satellite. There's a new rocket escape pod that you launch in a rocket to finish the game. Currently, the escape pod has no other use. So that's
cool.
Yeah, really, really cool. So the satellite is not going to be used for that.
I hope it's built out of a tank.
That would be really cool, wouldn't it?
I've always loved the idea of like shoving an entire locomotive or something like that into the rocket and send it off to space.
Yeah, that would be really funny. So then a satellite is going to be used for basically getting space science. Because the satellite is unlocked by its own space science pack technology that has the rocket silo as a prerequisite. So if you want space science, you need to launch satellites. If you just want to beat the game, then you launch as an escape pod. Mm-hmm. Rocket silo technology only unlocks the rocket silo and the rocket part item that silo crafts internally. And then rocket fuel is unlocked by researching its own tech, which has rocketry and engine as a prerequisite. This means you can get rocket fuel for your vehicles way before the rocket silo, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Super. That's actually like really early you can get this. Mm-hmm. I mean, rocketry and engine are like, I think those are just like red and green. Maybe red and green blue for rocketry. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the nuclear power is split to uranium processing and nuclear power, where Kovacs enrichment process only requires uranium processing and rocket fuel, so you can get nuclear fuel for your vehicles without the rocket silo, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And the rocket control unit is unlocked by its own tech, which has production and high-tech science pack technology as a prerequisite. Additionally, the rocket control units are in the recipe for atomic bomb instead of processing units.
Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, it just kind of adds like another step of kind of difficulty to get an atomic bomb, which I think is good. I mean, they're like insanely powerful.
Yeah, well, and on top of that, these were two items that were basically not used in anything else except for launching the rocket.
Yeah, they were pretty much entirely useless aside from that.
Yeah, so the fact that they're actually putting them into other things is pretty cool.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that.
And they do that even more so with the low density structure, which is unlocked by its own tech, which has space science 3 and advanced material processing as prerequisites. The low density structure is also used in multiple advanced personal equipment recipes. Mark 2 things, portal fusion reactor, personal laser defense instead of steel, which...
Okay. So this is definitely going to slow down the speed runs a little bit. But on the other hand, it might help things because you'll be able to choose which path you want to go down.
Right.
You know, grab this, then grab that, then grab this kind of a thing.
Yeah. I think it's a good change. I mean, it makes more sense for a low density structure to be used in this, and then it's just like you said, it's actually gives these items something to be used in.
Yeah.
Which in turn, unless they made other balance changes, does make the power armor parts quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah. Yep. Not only more expensive, but also more research to get to them. Because now instead of just doing your science pack 3s and then going straight for them, you now have to do the low density structure as well. And those things can take some time too. Like you said, a lot of resources and a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely. But basically, they hope that these tweaks and changes will help to smooth out the experience for new players and veterans alike. If you have any suggestions, feedback, or comment, we are always happy to hear it over on the forums. So there you go. Some interesting changes. pretty much I think all of it is good. Like we said, it'd be really cool if we got the shallow water in the free play at some point, for sure. But the science changes are good. I think the tech tree could definitely still use some work, but this is definitely a step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how it modifies speedrunning and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Right, because, for speedrunning, like, I don't know how they are going to balance it or not, but like you said, because for speedrunning, you obviously need the rocket. So not only do you have to unlock the rocket silo research, then, like you said, you have to unlock these 3 separate researches on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And to complete the game, now you have to unlock the escape pod as well. So that's what, four new things that you have to unlock.
Yeah. So basically, I would expect this to extend speedrun times by a fair bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it goes. Way of the road.
Yep.
And I think that's it. You have any other thoughts?
No. I think they're going in a good direction. I can't wait to see what 17 looks like once we actually get our hands on it.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. As always, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts below and leave your feedback on the forums and such if you do want to for the devs. But until next time, we will catch you later.